In honor of International Museum Day, Loyalist Township would like to celebrate the individuals behind the scenes who make it possible for museums to open their doors each day. Large museums have the means to hire an expansive staff to operate each department. However, smaller rural museums depend upon the dedication of community volunteers to take on multiple roles within the establishment. It is not uncommon for one volunteer to assume 2, 3, or even all of the museum responsibilities. Loyalist Township would like to take today to acknowledge the passion and commitment of those who volunteer at our local museums. Thank you for making the continued public enjoyment of local heritage possible. Thank you to the volunteers of the Bath Museum and Visitor Information Center. Thank you to the volunteers of the Nielsen Store Museum and Cultural Center. In order to appreciate the hard work of museum volunteers, let's take a look at the different job positions of a museum. The director is the head of the museum. This individual is tasked with overseeing the entire establishment, meeting with the board of directors, and reviewing budgets. It is their job to ensure all actions of the museum are in line with the institution's mission statement. This role is often the most well-known job position within the museum industry. The curator is responsible for planning and creating each new museum exhibit. Often, curators specialize in one specific field of study, such as contemporary art or European art. The head of this department is in charge of the entire museum collection. Those who work in collections often monitor the condition of the pieces, manage inventory documents, and keep the art vault organized. The curator works closely with the collections team to ensure the museum has all the correct artworks for upcoming exhibits. Preparators are tasked with the transport and installation of collection items. Once an exhibit has been planned, preparators must conduct any aesthetic or maintenance changes to the gallery space prior to the installation of each artwork. If an object has been requested to be a part of another museum show, they must oversee the packaging and transport of the work. Typically run by an individual with a background in teaching, this department develops all forms of educational programming for children and adults. Some museums host summer camps, art lessons, and after-school clubs run by their programming team. They also lead guided tours for both school and public groups. This department usually consists of multiple staff members. As the first point of contact upon entering the museum, they are responsible for greeting visitors and explaining the exhibits currently on display. When it comes to the day-to-day administrative tasks of the museum, a member of Visitor Services is always there to ensure everything runs smoothly. This position has become more popular in recent years within the museum industry. They are responsible for handling the institution's website and social media accounts. The communications team manages the public image on behalf of the museum, both online and in person. Their position can also include overseeing volunteer staff, documenting events, and drafting company statements. The finance department is tasked with the day-to-day bookkeeping and accounting for the entire establishment. They often handle payroll, oversee individual budgets, and monitor any gift shop transactions. The director works closely with the finance team to ensure the museum stays on track throughout the year. To ensure the museum collection remains in pristine condition, objects and paintings are often sent off-site to a team of conservators. With a background in both art and science, these professionals carefully treat each piece with chemicals and other materials to prevent any signs of age or damage. These practices make it possible for works from hundreds of years ago to be viewed well into the future.